Welcome back. We're helping educators reclaim their balance and well-being this school year. And someone who understands a thing or two about this is mom, educator, and workplace wellness expert, Lyne Frank. Thanks for being on the show, Lyne.
Thanks for having me.
This is such an interesting expertise, our line of expertise. How did you get started in it?
Well, I'm an educator now, 23 years and counting, but also a professional life coach.
Yeah.
And I've always kept the two careers separate till the pandemic.
Okay.
And I quickly realized that the conversations I was having with clients were very much the same as the conversations I was having in the staff room. So, as any teacher would, I started collecting data and research, and I realized that almost 40% of educators are leaving the profession within the first 5 years.
Wow.
Absenteeism and sick leaves are on the rise. And no one is addressing teacher wellness in a way that is meeting the needs of the educators.
Yeah.
And so here I am. I created 3 workshops specifically for educators, and that includes not just teachers, but our educational assistants, our DCEs, because we really do work as a team.
Oh, absolutely. Everyone in that staff room.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible. What are some of those wellness strategies that we want to talk about today?
You know what? I was thinking about what do I want to highlight, because the workshop encompasses so many practices and strategies. There's 3 things.
Okay.
Teachers, are you listening? Okay. Educators, these are the 3 things I want you to focus. I want you to reclaim your lunch. I want them to reclaim their lunch period. We are often marking or photocopying. And I'm going to say, you know what? I want a boundary. So if you're choosing to lead, a team, a sport team, or a club, make sure it's one that actually fills your cup. Something you enjoyed maybe doing as a kid, or you had a great coach, you want to be a great coach. That's your lunchtime well used. But if you really need the time to rest, like get out of the building.
Okay.
Go to your car, play music, go for a walk. That's my go-to. That's 1. 2, accept that your to-do list is like never done, right?
Never going to be finished.
Never.
Ever. Yeah.
Yeah. So set a time.
Okay.
45 minutes you're going to mark. When that 45 minutes is up, it's up. Because like you are more than a teacher, right? And we forget that. And I think as women, we are conditioned to just be people pleasers and put everybody else first. And I highlight that woman piece because 76% of educators are women.
Absolutely.
And so it's important to note. We're working on those things right now.
Amazing. Okay, one more third tip as well there. We have boundaries in there. We have taking your lunch. Was there a third tip?
It's the timing. It's the timing. I want us to really remember that we have other things to do. But the third one is deep breaths.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah,
very helpful.
I did it actually just before
right
we went on. You know that moment where we're only human, right?
Yeah.
So there are moments of frustration throughout our day. It could be with a child, a parent, another adult. And if you take a deep breath, it's free and it is the easiest way to reset the nervous system. A big inhale, hold, exhale, and you could do it as many times as you want, and it really does prove to be effective.
Oh, absolutely. My mom's a teacher.
Okay.
I've talked about it on the show before, and you can really see, I mean, she cares so deeply about it, of course, and sometimes it has been difficult to not bring it home with you after work. So how do we make sure that we have those boundaries between work and life?
I like that you mentioned that because, you know, most teachers enter the profession to make a difference.
Yes, absolutely.
And we're dealing with children. And so it can be really hard not to take it home.
Yeah.
I mean, the exhaustion is coming home with us anyway, but there's also that emotional drain of what we've had to deal with during the day, especially right now with like school violence on the rise, and the system not really knowing how to work all that out, because that's relatively new with how often it's happening. And so important to remember, you are more than the educator. And that those children have parents and networks to support them.
Absolutely.
And you've got these other roles to fulfill that will fill your cup.
We have about 30 seconds left. I want to get to your book that's coming out.
Okay, self-care, self-care. If you want to be the best mother, teacher, partner, sister, you have to attend to your own needs first. And so Lost and Found is really like my journey backwards. And so I'm excited this winter.
Amazing. This winter. Okay, we'll get that information up on our website and how you're able to find the book. We'll have more Morning Live for you coming up right after this. Some great tips. You want to do a deep breath together?
Sure.